noon till 2, right here.
Two powerful FM signals, one AM signal, and online at WGNSradio.com means that you can listen to us anywhere. AM, FM, online. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Their charitable foundation, Sharing Change, is funded by members who round up their electric bills to the nearest dollar each month as a donation, and they support hundreds of nonprofits. Find out more at sharingchange.org. Well, today we are going to be talking about the old Jefferson community. Roger Thomas joins us here in studio today, and we were just catching up about how we have maybe some long-lost relatives.
I think we were neighbors at one time, Brian. Maybe.
Yeah. You never know. So do you get into, tracing back your name and relatives and all that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah, I do. It's kind of fun. Now, the big expert in our family is my nephew, Carson Bennett. He's the big historian. I mean, he's got the old Jefferson Memories page. I mean, you want to find anything out about that area, that's what you go to.
Yeah.
He's actually flying in for this tour we're having this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the old Jefferson tour that's going on. I think this is makeup date for the last time when we talked about it. Mm-hmm. Then we had the big snow.
Yes,
I think.
yes, right.
So, and really cold weather. Well, so, I find it interesting that we have, over 20 people a day moving into Rutherford County was one of the statistics, and a lot of them don't know the history. So, I mean, in a couple of minutes, what would you say if someone asked you, what is Old Jefferson? What's the Old Jefferson community? Maybe give us a little recap.
Yeah, well, the part I remember, I'll get to that, but it was actually the county seat from 1804 to 1811, and they moved it to Murfreesboro. And like I said, my great-great-granddad, great-great-grandmother were actually born, from there, and the Creeches and Swains and Hunters. So I'm several last names there, and I found out at one of these deals there were some of my relatives I had no idea, my grandmother's side. But, when they built Percy Priest Dam, I mean, it was a little, like I said, it was a little community. I went to church there and a little store there. They put Percy Priest Dam in around 1967, I believe, and this town was supposedly going to be underwater. Nothing, they miscalculated, and Jefferson is still there, but all the buildings and everything's gone. So people from that area and people that really don't know or interested want to see, see those things. And memory lane, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
And Toby Francis, he's the, he'll be leading the tour. And so it's, he knows about everything about it, but he's getting pretty old now, man, and maybe some of us younger guys, well, younger, I'll be 70, I say, some younger people will actually pick up on it, and keep it going.
So now, the old Jefferson community, when they put the dam in, they really, I guess the Corps of Engineers bought up all that land, didn't they, thinking that it was going to be an area that would be underwater.
Right.
So now, is there some of it underwater?
Yeah, it's a little bit, but not,
not the whole community.
Not Jefferson, not at all, really. Nothing is. The water's a little higher, like if you had rivers get high back then, big rains and things, floods, but it's not any difference. It's just water level's higher.
Yeah.
Everything is still intact. All the land I remember out there.
So now, where exactly is the old Jefferson community? How do you get to it?
Well, I think we're gonna. It's over there on East Fork Recreation, which is, people that I finally figured out my age how to use GPS. But you go to the East Fork, and it's actually what they call we used to call it the junctions, where the East and West Fork met. That's how they got the name the junction, and that's actually where it's at. But we're actually going to meet down there at the East Fork, and we've actually going to have at the end of Buckeye Bottom. You would know this. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is a utility gate that goes down to the pumping station down to the lake. we're going to have that opened. So what we're going to do to save about a half a mile walking, because like I said, some of us are not spring chickens anymore. And we're going to park up down that road, Central Valley, on the other side of the gate. And so I'll be sitting there telling the people, when they pull in, hope it's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're going to actually park, and we're going to depart from there. And we're going to have a couple of golf carts and side by side for people that really can't. But one thing, this is kind of amazing. Marty Muffman. Yeah, I seen him yesterday practicing on the golf cart. He's actually got on it himself a long way where you've seen him where he couldn't even move.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually got on the golf cart and actually showed him driving it around. So he was practicing up.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Yeah, really. And I thought that was really cool.
So just kind of figuring and honing in. So Nice Mill Dam, how close is that to where we're talking?
Well, as soon as you pass Nice Mills Dam, and what is that, Swamp Road? You know anybody that lived on Swamp Road? Is that what that's called? No.
Yeah. I'm the other way though.
Yeah.
But I do know somebody.
If you go down, I'm gonna give it Mayberry style, Big Charlie's. If you go down that way, go over Nice's Mill Dam. Your first left, you could take Buckeye Bottom, or you come the other way from Walter Hill. You get on Central Valley Road, and it runs right into it. You follow Central Valley Road all the way to the end, and it takes you to East Fork or Buckeye Bottom. You turn left, that takes you to it. It's two different ways to get in there.
Now, is there a boat ramp and parking and stuff back there?
There is, but that's they've blocked some things. There used to be an old recreation park down there, and the old pavilion there, the rocks actually came from one of my granddad's house. They did
Interesting.
that from the old Jefferson area. So, but they've closed that down, and you have to walk a good ways to get where we're really wanting to start. So I figured since we're getting that gate open, we're gonna,
save a half a mile.
Yeah, save a half a mile. Yeah, that's a lot to somebody like me.
Yeah, I understand that.
But this is going to be from 10 to about 1, and don't get there at 10. Try to get there before 10. We're going to leave out at 10 and go up to the junction. It used to be the county seat up there, and that's where Toby will be doing his spiel, on the things, and he'll have pictures and point it out. We'll walk around, and my mom was actually born right there. That's where she was born, right there in the middle of old Jefferson.
How about that?
It's pretty cool.
And so I guess the pictures, he would be able to point and say, well, this is where that once stood.
Right,
and that
exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, if we had the money or something and got permission from the Corps of Engineers, you hear it all, we would like to put out plaques where this house stood here, this business stood here, this here. But right now it's just Toby holding pictures,
Yeah.
It's better than nothing,
It'd be cool to, go out to those areas and take photos of what it looks like now, and then maybe overlay or do an artist rendering over the top of that.
Yeah. See, that's a good idea there.
Yeah.
See, it's just I just think it'd really be neat.
Yeah.
But people don't know about it. Like I said, it's going to be educational. I mean, we've got people I know coming in from other states, and we've got it's really actually really cool.
By 1967, that was all gone by that.
Yeah, my last year at Old Jefferson was 65, but the last year at Old Jefferson was actually 1966, and it was all gone. Aegis Store is the last business to leave.
Well, I think we've got Mike joining us from the state capitol. And, Mike, we've just been talking about the Old Jefferson Community Tour coming up Saturday. Are you going to be there? Can you walk that much?
Good morning, Brian. I'm in front of the Titan Stadium listening to y'all on the 1450 AM dial. Yeah, I do need to walk a little bit. I've been trying to take the steps and exercise this morning, which I don't get a chance to do much of. But I did take the steps to the state capitol this morning. It's 170 steps all the way to my seat at the state capitol. But anyways, it'll be a good hike. And I appreciate, WGNS and you, Brian, hosting Roger and what, bringing awareness to the Old Jefferson community. I just shared it on the House floor, about the Trail of Tears, and Samson Keeble, first black lawmaker from that area, and a Republican, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. Sometimes media tends to gloss over that. I think it's important. But it's really, I just think it's one of the neatest stories, one of the neatest areas of the state of Tennessee with our history.
Well, hopefully a good crowd. I was just talking with Roger about this was supposed to happen, and then we had the snow and cold and stuff, and so it got pushed back. But looks like Saturday is going to be really nice weather-wise.
Well, it should be. I heard a little bit about Marty Luffman and got to see him on his golf cart the other day, and I've been praying for him every morning. I know Roger's been praying for him too, and you have as well. And so hopefully Marty can get out there. I think Tony Campbell's going to go over in his tow truck and pick up the golf cart tomorrow and get it out there. And I've done this tour a couple of times. I had Bob Spivey out there years ago, the former mayor. He's passed on about 5-6 years ago. But we were on a Ranger, one of them side by sides, and toured it. And to me, it's just a cool story. I think one day, and Roger will probably be gone, I'll be gone. Brian, you may still be around, but I think either the state of Tennessee or Mayor Marister Reed and Brian Hercules is going to hopefully get some kind of funding, whether it's about the Trail of Tears or whatnot, to maybe bring that park back. There used to be a park out there. I don't know if Roger talked about the old park that was there.
Well, we kind of touched on a little bit of that. I was just sharing with him when he said that Toby's going to be there and kind of point out some of the buildings from photos and kind of point to where they were. You've got deep pockets. Maybe you can, have some photos taken of the actual area as it looks now, and then maybe some artist renderings of what used to be there.
That would be cool. I know Roger's reached out to my youngest son Peyton to come out there. He's got some. He's been doing a little 360 camera work at Sam Davis home and stuff. I think he's going to be out there. We do have some drone footage, and hats off to Roger Goodson, with director of CUD, for getting us that footage. But it really is just, I just think it's so fascinating. It's really a story that, I know a few people are telling it, like Roger and Toby and the late Frank Caperton Wood and Marty, but I just appreciate y'all helping to tell it. People need to know their history.
Well, that's going to be Saturday. Weather's good. You don't have to, Roger, even do anything but just show up, I guess.
Just show up before 9, and it's at East Fort Rec, and I'll have some signs to park, and I'll be standing there showing people where to park, so there won't be a little congestion in there.
Now, is it 9 or 10?
It's actually 10, but we want them to get there between 9 and 10 to
Gotcha.
get situated,
Yeah, get there and get ready to go.
Like me, it takes 20 minutes to get out of the car.
So that's coming up on Saturday. Is there a phone number or somebody to call, or a website, or just a way to contact in case they need some better directions or something like that?
Yeah, the old Jefferson Memories page, or you can use my Gmail. It's Roger, RODGER, Thomas 79 at gmail.com, and I'll be glad to answer questions. And we're excited. I've had people call me really excited.
Well, it's going to be a good time, and Roger, appreciate you coming in. Mike, appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. We'll see you.
All right, State Representative Mike Sparks joining us. Roger Thomas here on the show today. And if you missed any part of the show, go to WGNSradio.com/listen to see how you can listen back on demand.
Hello, this is Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home. Often